Hello there everybody, I am 16-Bit Ferret, and this is going to be a Kirby in the Forgotten Land All Bosses Guide with minor spoilers. I say minor only because there might be a few little things here and there that I cannot skip cutscene wise or be able to cut out wise. And I'm not going to say what they are either, so it's not going to be like anything that, you'll see and you're like, ah, well, bummer, on that right there. So we're also going to be going through this only using abilities that we will have at the time when casually playing through it first time around. That way you'll see this and you won't be like, man, how do I do it without this ability, or so on and so forth. So for the first two bosses, we will be doing them without any weaponry, or any copy abilities. So the first boss is Big Monkey, as you can see. Big Angry Monkey. So for him, he's going to have several different attack patterns. First one is going to be Throwing Boulder. And also the arm swipe. It's always one arm swipe followed by another. And the thing is, when you shoot a star at him too, at an enemy, if you aim right at them, it does sink onto them. Luckily, the boss telegraphs really well when he's about to do his arm swing, and when he's about to do anything else. And when you see him get knocked back and you hear that sound, it means the fight is going to be going into the second phase. Every boss has this right here. Some have 2 phases, some have 3 phases. So for Goemon here, they have the phase where they do the arm swing and they get dizzy. And then it's a rinse and repeat. We got smacked right before doing the final hit. So yeah, that's how you're able to do Goemon without any copy abilities and almost damageless. So that, I feel, is a good understanding explanation of the mechanics. Alright folks, here we are at boss number 2, the Tropical Terror. So for this right here, we're also going to, at this time we will be using an ability, because the game does give us the opportunity to upgrade a few of our abilities. It gives us the opportunity to upgrade Sword, no, it's Fire, and Cutter. But the thing is, our Fire ability right there, that is the level 3 version of it, which you get later in the game. And I am not going to use that right there and have people, be like, man, I want to use it right there on this boss. And then you'd be really bad for using it on the guide. So here's Tropical Woods, aka Wispy Woods' Jamaican cousin. So first phase, he'll drop these little exploding coconuts right here, and you'll also shoot puffs of clouds at us, like that right there. And luckily, you actually get a little bit of indicator of where the where the coconuts are going to drop. So you just get out of the way, and then go bam, bam, and bam. We're actually going to go drop this ability right here, just because it's going to be a little bit, because of dropping that ability, we kind of messed up on getting hit there. Wow. The game was wanting me to have the ability back, but I was trying to suck up the coconut. So doing this, hits him with the coconut also, too. So to keep on dodging. Then he's going to be upset when he gets down to about a little bit close to half health, and this is where his pattern changes. So before you would have a puff cloud that could knock you back, that would only be in like 1 range. Here it's 2. But also because that right there, you also have the ability to suck up 2 stars at once instead of just 1, which will make you do more damage. He'll also shoot up these little vines you see right here to where you can break them, And he also pops up a little fence to stop himself from getting hit in certain spots. And yeah, that is Tropical Woods. That is boss number 2. And here we are to boss number 3, Danger Under the Big Top. So we're going to go at this, I believe, with Swordsman, I think is what we're going to choose. Because we're going to be picking abilities that we have to our disposal right here. And what anybody would have casually playing through, having access to it this time right here too. By the way, if you are doing this casually, there is a thing for getting a Waddle Dee using Ranger, so that right there would be an option too. Actually, you know what? Let's actually go Ranger also too on this. Just to kind of show that so if anybody watching this could also snag an extra Waddle Dee in the process. So she'll do a thing where she'll do like 2 slashes, and she'll do this. Where when you see her do that right there, she's basically charging up for an attack. /1/2. And then she usually has a follow-up with that right there as the 3rd slash. When you see the lights head up like this, she'll do a charge. It gives you an opportunity to go for a 2 or 3 charge blast. Same thing again. The game's pattern is giving us a really good thing, and there we are. 1, 2. Keep on playing keep away. We got a little bit greedy on that right there, but that's okay. So you can't damage them, by the way, past the half or past where their fight phase changes. Also, this is where dodging is very fun, where you can go boop and just keep rolling away from things. And right here, after she throws several sets of knives, she will then go for a pounce, and you'll see it telegraphed by her doing the claws out right there, like that. And that is how, like that right there, bam. And then her claws will get stuck into the ground, giving opportunity to go for a full charge shot at her. And at this phase right here, all 3 things will split and then come into 1. And where it comes into 1 is where she's at. We're going to run away from the knives right here. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was not paying attention there for a second. And I let myself get hit there. But I did it again. Whoops. This is kind of a bad thing to do when it comes to using a guide. Or showing as a guide. Actually, no. I'm just showing you what not to do. And then block to roll away. Charge to 2, and bam. Down goes Line. Alright, and on to boss number 4. An unexpected Beast King. I wonder who it could be. Then again, when you saw the side thing, you're probably able to easily tell who it belonged to. So we're getting rid of Ranger. I'm going to start using one of my personal favorite abilities for this game. Because at this point in time, you will have access to this ability. Because I use it myself on a casual playthrough. And that's going to be Dragonfire. So Dragonfire is a really unique ability. Actually, all the level 3 abilities are very unique. But this one's unique ability is very fun. Because it does damage over time. So think of it kind of like having a dot. So DDD will do the hammer throw. He'll also do ground stomps like that. He'll do the usual thing that he used to do in Kirby's Adventure, where he'll do a belly flop, jump, and then he will go for a third jump. He'll get stuck in the ground a little bit. And then on the second phase, he will bring out a pillar. When he swings it onto the ground, he will cause a little lightning crack in the ground. And that basically is where not to stand. After that, he will swing a couple times with the pillar. It's 1, 2, 3, and then a wind-up circle. After that, 1, 2. And yeah, that is how you beat DDD, yeah. Alright, and on to boss number 5. The Collector in the Sleepless Valley. So we're starting off with Toy Hammer because it's a starting ability, or starting copy ability you can get in this level. And the recording originally for this one right here, things did not quite go the way I wanted it to, so I wanted to basically re-record this section. Because I wouldn't want anybody to happen to fall and to think that, you know, a certain strategy is a good strategy to use on this boss. So many wanted signs. And then here is the silly Dylan. First phase, he's going to chase you with this cage. You're going to want to jump right when you see him swing. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the hammer. Because he will have a moment where he stops like, wait, Kirby's not in here. And that's what happens if you get your timing wrong on it. I'm showing you what not to do in this section, for instance of it. This is also what happens if you get a little bit too caught up in dealing damage. So it's important to know the right amount of hits to do and not get caught up in doing excess damage. So for phase 2 is pretty easy. He's going to roll into a bowl. You're going to want to then use dodge. Dodge is going to be your best friend here, because it'll slow down right when he's getting close. Then charge. But anyways, like I said, when he's getting close, just... He's going to do it again. Hold down. It's in a slow time. You're going to left or right. And just keep going left or right on that right there. Bam. Charge hammer again. You will bring out the cage every now and again too on this phase, so that is something to watch out for. This is important to get your timing right on it. I'm gonna hang right here, let him do his thing. You're gonna go dodge. Dodge again. Then he's going to come again. Dodge again. And this time we're just going to go light hammer attacks on him because we weren't able... The distance he's away from us, so I can give a full charge. When you see him do a little snap and then the scream, he's going to bring out his dance partner, which he made all by himself. So him and his dance partner are then going to go for a little spin, and they will bounce off the walls. So don't think that they're going to be chasing you. If they do it first, but once they bounce off a wall, they're not going to be chasing you. So after this, it's going to be just him throwing them out, and then a little bit of the same of the thing again. We're doing that. So when he throws his dance partners out after the second one, it's always going to be immediately after that he's going to go and cheese you and do a roll. So I'm going to go over here. Boop. He's going to bounce over that way. And if you want to, I'll show you a little trick you can do in this fight. Stay close to him. He'll throw out his dance partner right. You can hit him technically if you get close enough while he's throwing his dance partner. So he can keep on doing damage to him in that spot. For the dance partner moment, alright. We're gonna let him bounce off this wall. So after that, just follow him then. But make sure you don't follow too close. One, and then again, and then full charge. And then bam, that is Silly Dillo. While also showing you a few things of what not to do, and a few things you can do. So one thing that I did show, was sneaking in for some damage when he was throwing his dance partner. Don't do that casually. It's an easy way to get lured into just doing damage and get jebaited and get hit. So don't do it. And here we are, folks, on the 6th boss, in the presence of the king. So for this one right here, we are going to be sticking... I mean, I could go Dragonfire again with it, if I wanted to. But we're not going to go Dragonfire again because, one, it's not here. And two, it's not fun to just keep on showing off the same ability again and again and again. It's fun to show off in a guide different versatile ways of handling things. So we're going to go with Giant Sword right here. Giant Sword is the second form of sword. So one new thing to mention about this right here, if you're using it for boss fights. So before, you were able to dodge roll, right? So if you hold dodge with Giant Sword, you bring this up right here to where you basically become impermeable and where you don't take damage on that side. But the back side, you can still get hit. So just that as a heads up if you do happen to really like using Giant Sword and you want that to be the main thing you use. So here we are then at Forgo DDD. He'll always start off with swinging his hammers at you and then doing this little fire thing with them. You'll do a tornado. And then you'll always get tired at the end of it. But you're using sword, you're able to get, if you're close to him, you're able to get a 1-2-3, 1-2-3 swing on him before he snaps back to reality. Tornado again. We got lucky. He basically ended close to us. Doing a little bit of the same before, except this time, actually, like before, he doesn't get stuck. It's always best to just go for a 3-hit combo there and not try to cheese it for a second 3-hit combo. Also, when DDD does do the whole hammer thing at the end and the fireballs comes out, he will be stuck in place. So that'd be an opportunity to get behind him to do some damage. And you'd think that'd be the end of it, right? Nope. Forgo DDD has 2 forms. This is what I call feral form. Charge 1, charge 2, charge 3, On the third charge, he'll always be too tired to continue. I'd recommend only going for a 3-hit combo on that right there instead of going for a multiple hit combo. Because if you do, it could end up being going really bad for you. And as like in the first form too, when he does the fire controlled thing, if you get behind him, it's a way to get free hits on him. When he does the belly flop here, he does cause a lava puddle. So be careful. Even though he does get a little bit tired at the end, he'll always go to the side away from you. Which you can get a 3-hit combo if you happen to be close enough to the thing. And he'll also have the ability to summon adds like this right here. But do be careful though, because sometimes after summoning adds, he will go for a charge. And this is another thing to watch out for too. He'll hop to a corner of the arena, and he'll do an inhale. So you're going to want to make sure you run away, and then try fluttering to keep away from it. He will stop for a second too, but we actually didn't. We decided not to go for it for some reason. So I wanted to explain the ability a bit better. Okay, so before we do this last hit, I do want to say I want to be skipping from this point right here to the next boss. Only because there's a cutscene that you do possibly see a little bit of before you can skip it, and I don't want it to spoil anything for anybody if they're playing this casually and they want to be surprised at what happens in the story, not have the story be spoiled for them. So pretty much after this hit right here, we're going to then cut from one boss, from this to the next boss. So just letting you know if you're watching this, you're like, wait, what? So yeah, I'll see you on the next boss then, folks. So after DDD, we have access to these 6 and we get a max tomato. So because an ability that I really like is here, we're actually going to be going with it. We're going to be going with Dragonfire. Also, I did the Dragonfire and with the slight ability to fly. And then on to the next boss, which have a little like enemy wave thing before we can fight him. He watches us to see, you know, how strong we are, pretty much. And then here is Liongar, or Liongar. Liongar's first form has three several attacks. That's one right there. He'll go left slash, right slash. Sometimes it'll just be a right slash. He'll also do this hand slam right here to where he'll cause an area of effectability where it does like a thing. I was showing you a little bit what not to do. 1, 2. The ham slam down, it does give you an opportunity if you are close to him to do some more damage. And then on phase 2, he has the special eyes, and his attack pattern changes. When his claws glow like that, he'll do X attacks. They'll either be high or low. So it's a matter of just get to the left side, right side, middle of him, or jump over the bottom spot of it. He'll also do this thing to where he'll get on all fours and he'll start trying to chomp at you. You can always tell when it's over because he'll stop you on all fours. And then he'll do this beam ability right here as another attack he can do, which will basically shoots it at the ground at first and then it goes into the sky. So the snips is usually a 3-thing duration. Usually. Here comes the beam. Like I was telling you before, once it gets it shooting into the air, you basically get under, right by him and just go waylay on damage. And then it's a little bit more. And bam, that is Liongar. And I will see you all at the next section, folks. Alright, folks, so it looks like that's the end, right? You would think that'd be the end, right? But this is a Kirby game. Kirby games are known for throwing crazy bosses at us, like, on the regular. So this is Facto Forgo. Say what Facto Forgo is, you find out in the story. So it chases you when you get to the point where the camera can't move any forward. It'll do a lunge, so turn around, and then just shoot, or do whatever your attack is. But make sure you're not in the middle of it, because if you're in the middle of it, you get hit like we just did. I was doing that to show you what not to do. It slows down a little bit right there when that thing's there. And this is why Dragonfire is such a nice ability for here, because even though while it's chasing you and stuff, you're able to basically keep doing damage to it while you're running away from it. It also stops whenever it throws its ooze out, so you have that as a buffer of a time to attack. It's gonna go for a lunge. And then bam, that is a Facto Forgo. Now in true Kirby fashion, that can't be the end. It's never just the end on just something like that. There's always something more. There's always something big, something crazy, something grandiose. Then at the end, for the last fight, you're actually given the opportunity to have any of the abilities to your disposal. The game wants you to fight the final boss in the way you want to fight the final boss. So for me, and for this guide, we're going to do Dragonfire, because Dragonfire is... I like it the best. I think Dragonfire is... To me, personally, it's one of the better abilities. So we're going to skip a cutscene, so you basically won't have a... Actually, never mind, there's no cutscene to skip, except for right in the beginning, but we can have nothing show. And then here is Facto Ethelis. So, first thing it will start off with is it'll start off by throwing these air daggers, which basically is just, they seek onto us, and if you don't want to go, just run away from them. Just run is the best thing to do. Don't stay in place. And then it'll do a dive with its spear. Same thing again, but this time it's on the ground. And also this time too, on the second one, it'll also go for an attack. I know it's the third one, my bad. The third one, it'll go for an attack right in the middle of it. This is why dodging and rolling is very important, because it gives you the opportunity to just not get hit. And it allows you to slow down time on things like this right here. Bam. Like that. That's me showing you what not to do, as to not get greedy on doing damage. And also to show you that dodging is an amazing ability in this game. Okay, after taking it to a little issue, we're going to continue with this guide. So when it gets down to a certain point of her health, she will shoot down spears from the sky, which basically will then cause a effect area that can hit you. Then after that, when you see her just not have the blades up, you see her dive, just do a roll like that right there. It's 1, 2, and then she's going to do another one where she'll get her spear stuck in the ground. And at that point, you're just free to waylay on him. 1, 2, and I think one more. When they get their spear stuck, just keep on waylaying, and then on to phase 2. So phase 2 is when the fight gets pretty interesting, where they start literally throwing meteor chunks at you. And they start to home on you too, so when it comes to the big one, you want to make sure you're right at the edge of the platform. It won't hurt you there. And then they will do a cheap maneuver, and they will try to dash at you right after it's fully landed. 1, 2, and then they'll do a dive. And they'll get stuck on that dive. So this section right here, you'll want to see which one has the shadow. Hit the one that has the shadow. If you break the healing little blue health bar on it, what happens is, if it's before the blue circle comes in on it, it does damage. And on the second phase, it's the same thing as before, to where it has the spears coming into the sky, except it's one side and then another. I'm gonna go dodge, dodge, and then dodge again, and then, like before, spear. 1, 2, 3, then hit. That's me getting greedy. Also, we're actually going to be ending it right here and stuff before the final hit, only because the game transitions from that right there to other things in the story. And if this is, you know, your first time playing through it, I want to make sure this is you having fun with it and nothing is spoiled. So this is going to be kind of where the guide ends. I mean, we will basically do the final hit, and basically do the final hit, because if we do it might spoil some things. Actually, we'll spoil something, my bad. So yeah, this is going to be our guide. Hope you liked it. If you did, do let us know in the comments. I want to say thank you for watching. Duke, Duke, Duke.